Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and this is a deck spotlight on a brand new Karazhan deck from the popular streamer and professional player Trump. This one is a warrior deck that's all about utilizing the brand new Karazhan card Protect the King, and its pretty obvious taunt synergies with a number of other taunt pieces that Blizzard has really been trying to emphasize, it seems like, over the past few sets, going all the way back to Grand Tournament with cards like King's Defender, and League of Explorers with Fierce Monkey, and the Whispers of the Old Gods with Bloodhoof Brave. All these cards are taunts that Blizzard seems to want to work into Warrior, of course, also with Bolster as the piece that sort of connects them all together and makes them much better. And it's never really worked so far. People have tried to build taunt Warrior decks, but since there's yet another piece here with Protect the King, and there's a very obvious combo with Protect the King into Bolster, which could give you a really nice, big, scary board for only 5 mana and 2 cards, which is pretty powerful. And all these other good cards, like Bloodhoof Brave, good card, Fierce Monkey's a good card. So it seems like if you piece all these things together, you could have a pretty nice deck, and that's exactly what Trump has tried to build here. This is not what I would call a control-style warrior. It's really more mid-range, despite some of these late-game cards. It's very heavily skewed towards the early game. Does have some card draw to help keep up with Battle Rage and Slam, but not a ton of like hard removal or defensive armor cards, right? It's all taunts and early game tempo kinds of plays. There are some big threats like Varian Wrenn, who makes a lot of sense in this deck, and I really like Trump's inclusion here of this card because taunts are great out of Varian Wrenn. The one problem with Varian Wrenn is that he's a little bit slow in the sense that when you play him, sometimes your opponent can just ignore your board and hit your face a bunch. And if you're playing a really aggressive deck, that can kill you if you summon things that don't have taunt. But when you do summon minions that have taunt, suddenly your opponent has to deal with those threats, and it gives you time to really extract the full amount of value out of Varian Wrenn. Plus, it's just additional card draw in a deck. It's not really thinking about fatigue, it's thinking about finding ways to end the game. So between all the taunt cards and sort of your passive value legendary cards like Sylvanas and Ragnaros and even Hogger, all of those work really well with Varian Wrenn. So really neat pieces in this deck. There are a couple inclusions I don't absolutely adore, namely the Arcanosmith here. This is another new Karazhan card. I think most likely Trump has included this card just because it's a new card and it has taunt, and it seems fun to make a deck out of the new Karazhan cards. I don't really know that I love this one. I think there are some stronger options. That said, on the whole, you should probably take this deck as more of an experiment than a refined meta deck. This is still very early in the Karazhan meta, the first couple days of week 1, so nobody really knows what's good just yet. It's almost certainly not a perfect list right now. This is just sort of an experimentation, a playable deck from a great Hearthstone mind that can inspire you and perhaps start to lay the foundations of a new archetype of warrior, which is really the last thing we need. But I presume that Arcanosmith will be cut from these lists in the future. But it's also got some cool cards like Hogger and Obsidian Destroyer, which summon taunts, which is cool. I don't know that I absolutely love King's Defender just yet. It seems like it could be consistent. Trump has only included one, but I do just think Fireworks is much more reliable. But there's 2 of those as well, so I guess there's room for both. All that said, I think it's time to go ahead and take this deck out onto the ranked ladder to see it in action. I'm pretty excited to see the Protect the King Warrior by Trump on the ladder, see what it does, see how it performs. I will say that I have hardly laddered any this month, partly in excitement and anticipation for the One Night in Karazhan cards to land. Also, admittedly, partly because I've been playing World of Warcraft a little bit. So a little behind as far as ranks are concerned, but I think we'll still find some good heated competition. I'm sure I'm not the only player who's lagging a little when it comes to laddering up this month. So I'm sure we'll see some fun, exciting new Karazhan decks, along with some old meta staples, if you will. As far as the mulligan is concerned, I think you're really looking for the early tempo cards ahead of everything else. So Blood to Ichor or Fire War Axe are both fantastic. I'd probably take a Fierce Monkey as well. Protect the King is debatable, right? If you think your opponent's going to have a super aggressive start, you could even keep the combo Protect the King Bolster just for that huge swing turn. But against the Druid in particular, I don't think they're going to have a ton of minions, so I'd rather just pass on that. I don't think that's going to be a really relevant piece in this matchup. In fact, it might actually be a weak piece. We really want some more of the control type stuff, I'd say, like the Sylvanas and the Rag and the Varian, and just get minions out that are hard to deal with for Druid, which 1/1 minions are not hard to deal with for Druid, right? So, and I mean, on that note, although this deck is sort of a mid-range style deck, it definitely has some anti-aggro components with Protect the King. This is really only good when your opponent has multiple things on board. If it doesn't, then, you know, they have 2 minions out. Even the combo is a 5 mana 6/6 stat total, right? It's not that good. So you gotta play to your matchups a little bit. We can Bloodacre trade this pretty nicely. Pretty good turn. Is there anything else we can do? We could coin a 4-drop, but, you know, we want to get rid of that Divine Shield for sure, so I like this play just fine. We can't even coin anything out, so we'll just armor up and might get a good 4-mana play out here. Depending on what he does, the Arcano Smith could work here, leading into the bolster. If he plays something with less than 5 attack, or less than 4 attack even, would be better. You don't see that every day. It's kind of sending this out to die a little bit. This might be the best Protect the King we get. Is that sad? It is exactly what I described, that 5 mana 6/6. But I don't know that he's ever going to have more minions out. I just don't know. It's Cthulhu Druid, right? He's going to start playing big taunts soon. And we're never going to be able to get any more value out of that. We could try maybe next turn, because this is going to live, because we're going to have to kill the brand, so we're going to have to trade. We could actually coin and execute, I guess. We'll have to save that for a taunt, so we don't want to do that just yet. So we could play the Bloodhoof. The Beckoner will likely live into the Bloodhoof, and he'll probably play 1 more minion next turn. So we could do the same thing, and there's a chance we get more. So I guess we'll get the Bloodhoof out, hope that it also absorbs the bolster buff, because right now it's just going to be the 2 Protect the King minions, and that's not that exciting, right? So let's try this line. Makes the bolster hit a 3rd guy, hopefully. If not, we can sit on it and just coin the Sylvanas as well. Or just play the Arcano. We have options. We don't have an Execute Activator right now, unfortunately. So that's a little sad. But we can make that work too. Oh! Lots of dudes! Oh no, he wild growthed it. He's at 8. He's going up to 8 mana, and he wild growthed it. Either way, Protect the King and a bolster is not bad. This becomes a 4/8. We trade here, it becomes a 4/5. This still doesn't really kill it, and we get a couple 3/3s as well. I kind of want to just Fire War Axe because it's so good. So part of me is thinking Fire War Axe, coin Arcano Smith to get yet another taunt out. But I'm worried he's never going to have more minions. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just going to make this play. And hope that this taunt lives. I'm getting kind of greedy, I recognize. But now I could have potentially 4 taunts that eat the buffs. And these guys eating the bolster is really even better than these guys, so we'll figure it out. If he plays a big taunt, we can still weapon execute and play the combo. And again, I don't think this will die, so there's a chance he has at least 2 minions and maybe more. He must have Cthulhu in hand, is why he's looking for mana out of that Mire Keeper. Otherwise, I feel like he has to go for dudes. Like, he still didn't go for dudes. It's crazy, but it worked out. We're going to have a really nice bolster turn here. Really, really nice, in fact. So we'll go ahead and do this. And life doesn't get much better than that. And we'll kill this guy. And this guy. And this guy. And now our board is ginormo. And I don't know, Cthulhu is not big enough. His Cthulhu's 14/14. He's gonna play it. Oh my god. What world do we live in? Obsidian Destroyer is not very good just because he can hero power the taunt down, so we'll play the Sylv and hopefully steal his Deathwing. Cthulhu Druid with Deathwing, maybe that's a thing. I don't know. He's probably just top decked. That's actually super annoying for me. I can't kill that to guarantee the Deathwing steal. I can't guarantee the Deathwing steal, right? I can't. Can rag, doesn't help. I'm going to have to take a 50-50 here. Can't play this because I'll die if I don't steal the Deathwing, so I have to play the Bloodhoof Brave. I guess I could just trade and execute Deathwing and play this. If I steal this, I guess that's actually the best route. Although, gosh, that actually puts me at risk if even with this alive, with only the 1/1 taunt, he can hero power. This will hit my face for 2. Oh no! If I steal, never mind. I'm either gonna steal that or Deathwing. But if I steal Deathwing, yeah, I'm actually in trouble because this could hit my face for 2. Like a top deck swipe would kill me. I think I actually have to play the Bloodhoof and go for the 50-50. Swipe would kill me anyway, though, right? No, because I can hero power with it. This is actually the right play. We just got to steal it. There's literally no justice in the world, but this is clearly the right play. I don't know why I was thinking about this so much. We clearly wanted the other guy, but I just thought about that too hard. We didn't have to play the Destroyer either way. We could still always play the Bloodhoof. I was just thinking about maximizing my mana, but it worked out fine anyway. So now it's just a top deck game. Thankfully we have some taunts and stuff to hide behind, and we can actually armor up. The rag, although it feels sort of good, I don't think it's the right play. Just for armoring up, mainly. And because our board's pretty resilient, we're going to get some taunts in the way and stuff, and this guy will trade well. So Cthulhu probably beats us, but not much else. Second Deathwing beats us. That doesn't do it. We got to figure out these turns, though. So I don't think he'll actually trade here. He might. He probably should, because otherwise we're just going to trade this way for free almost. So let's see. I can't actually Ravaging Ghoul. But do I just need to get the rag out? If I Ravaging Ghoul, I can trade here. But I can't trade here. I think I'd rather just keep everything at higher health totals to play around like swipe. And I can kill both these minions actually. And I think I will. And just rag hero power. Rag's actually pretty good against Cthulhu just because it's very likely to absorb a lot of hits. And very difficult for Druid to kill, so. I wouldn't be totally surprised to see a concede here. We're at 11. Rag's at like 16 or something. Or not Rag. Cthulhu's at 17. So it'd be very tough for Cthulhu to win the game. Well, we have to have a taunt for Cthulhu. Or a removal. Wrath is sort of bad. But he can't draw, so it's like... It's not that good for him. He's taking 13 a turn right now. I'll slam my... actually, we'll slam the Acolyte, won't we? We don't need to slam Rag. I was thinking I'll slam Rag, but there's really no advantage to that. I could draw 2 cards this way. We'll draw 3 more. Probably just going to end up hero powering, but... Bolster and Fear Spunky actually just give me more health, so we'll Fear Spunky first. Hero power is 2, this is 4 against Cthulhu, so... I can't believe that Deathwing still. Jeez Louise. I don't know why we fumbled the following turn so much, but... I don't think he has a single card that gets him out of this. Swipe doesn't do it. Dark Arakoa is actually a start, but we have the Bolster to get through. He actually was not dead to the board with Dark Arakoa, right? We only had 9 damage on board. Was not guaranteed. It's very likely, but not guaranteed. Alright, so pretty cool. I actually liked that. That was fun. I mean, we had the nuts board, like perfect Druid board, but he actually ran Deathwing. I thought he was using all those ramps to get up to Cthulhu. Turns out he's ramping up to Deathwing. I haven't played much in the last week or so. I don't know if that's a normal tech these days, but I like it. I like it. Makes sense for Druid who doesn't have good board clear. Here we'll pass back all this stuff, I guess. I want more early game. The 4-drop's debatable to keep with the coin, probably, but Really want the Fiery War Axe. I'm going to hard mulligan for that. Ravaging Ghoul's great against Hunter as well. Varian's obviously way too slow. But the rest of the hand is feasible to work with. Fierce Monkey's great as well. Not a bad hand. We'll Fiery War Axe that down. No stress. So it looks like standard mid-range Hunter. Not like lock and load, because you wouldn't run Carry on Grub in a lock and load deck. This is a little slow as well, but thankfully we do have some cards to get us to 7 mana, and the coin might help accelerate this out some too. It's 8 damage I gotta take off that. It sucks. But we'll do it. We'll do it just to stabilize the board. This is a great draw. Really, really good draw. Just because I needed a play. The Ravaging Ghoul is not necessarily good this turn. Probably Freezing Trap, but we don't really know. I'll play the Arcano here instead of the Bloodhoof. And that way I can Freezing Trap the Arcano next turn. I don't have to attack, right? We can just sit for a little while. This is bad against Explosive, but it's unlikely he exploded, right? We played around Explosive Shot as much as possible here, but I don't think he runs it. This is definitely like a Cloaked Huntress deck. It looks like Secrets and Eaglehorn. I'm not totally sure I love Eaglehorn and Cloaked Huntress, by the way. Everybody thinks it makes so much sense, and it does. It's kind of an obvious synergy. But I think it's a little slow. I worry it's just a little too slow. So we'll try to activate this Freezing Trap. He signaled Explosive Trap, but I think it's just a feint. I don't think it was real, and it turns out I was correct. And I don't mind giving him the charge, like whatever. You got to get through all these taunts, so you got to use your face if you want. Doesn't line up very nicely with our board. We can coin out the Destroyer this turn. It's kind of bad against Unleash the Hounds a little bit, but not really even that much. We could kill this with Ravaging Ghoul. Could also kill it with Slams. Could slam, trade. This is 4 health. Still lines up really nicely with the Eaglehorn. Probably have to hero power if I do that, though. My Ravaging Ghoul trade, this goes down to 3 health, which dies to the bow. So that feels a little wrong. Could maybe just slam Execute. Do I need to save the Execute for anything? High Mains. Call the Wild is coming up, but not for another turn. This just dies so easily to the bow. Let's just go ahead and slam and see what happens. We might actually slam again and Ravaging Ghoul. Coin Ravaging Ghoul. I think I like that line the best. It activates my Bloodhoof for some more pressure. Still doesn't die to the weapon. Dies to kill command, I guess, but would have died to kill command anyway with the weapon, and he would have gotten, you know, less damage, or only 2 damage taken anyway, so it's not really sacrificing much. Plus, he has to have a beast for the kill command, so he might actually have it here, though. Stampeding Kodo. I'm glad I activated this. Jeez. It'd be dead. It would just totally be dead. Jeez Louise, that's scary. Okay, Protect the King. It's not very good yet. I mean, 2 guys is not bad, but I think we'll just Obsidian Destroyer and might actually trade the Ravaging Ghoul into the King's Elic. Just so that this doesn't die to the weapon. I trade this way, it dies to the weapon. I guess actually that's fine though, because we're going to play the Destroyer and it's going to summon a 1-1, and he may not have a good way to kill the 1-1 right away, so he might have to use the Tiger to kill the 1-1. And this plays around. It's susceptible to Quick Shot though. It's actually a tough decision. I could just protect the king, Fiery War Axe, Battle Rage. I don't know. This is so bad against Unleash the Hounds, but I'm gonna try it though. Actually, we'll armor up and just go face. This applies some pressure. I don't know if I like this or not. I just think these deny the weapon a little better than the other options. So many things hurt me. Quick Shot hurt me. Kill Command hurt me. This is only susceptible to Unleash the Hounds, which I think is less likely for him to run. He's got to fit those secrets in and that weapon stuff in, so I think he's going to take Unleash the Hounds out of his deck. But you don't remove Quick Shots in a Cloaked Huntress deck, and you probably don't get rid of Kill Commands either. So I think I'm playing around the least likely card for him to have. Oh, I forgot about Call the Wild. We didn't even do the math on Call the Wild, but it's actually fine. This is what I wanted. I wanted the Tiger hitting a 1/1, basically. So that worked out okay, but now I don't have a great way to deal with this, do I? I can execute the Tiger. I guess Obsidian Destroyer, but we just can't kill the Misha. Can take 5 to kill the Misha. He's at 13, so you can kind of think about how to kill him too, right? I think we'll just have to do this and Destroyer. It's really the best play. I think I have to deal with this, otherwise I'm gonna take the 5 to the face anyway, because he can just send in the Leok, right? I don't love it, but I feel like there's been better plays throughout this game. I don't know. I feel like there's been better plays. Dealing with new cards and it's just, I don't know. I feel like there's been better plays. Probably like to watch this again and rethink some things. When you start talking through plays, it actually gets difficult to see everything because you're talking instead of looking. Oh, we knew he had the Kodo. Crap. I guess it didn't matter. Could have played the Sylph, but doesn't change much. Well, that's a lot of damage, though. Jeez Louise. Ugh. Do I have to play this just to stay alive? Not really, but pretty much. Gotta kill that. I think I gotta play this in Hero Power. This summons a 1/1, so he could do 6 damage next turn. Theoretically, I could live with Sylvanas, but it's just not super likely. Any direct damage from hand would kill me. So I think I'm going to Arcano instead in Hero Power. And this will summon 2 taunts, so hopefully it stalls out both these minions and buys me time to keep up with this Hero Power. Varian could be very clutch. The problem with Varian is I don't get to Hero Power by Varian, so there's some risk with Varian as well. But if he gets 3 taunts, like, it really could matter. Second Houndmaster. That's actually not so bad. I'm not going to... Oh, Lord, that's bad, though. But he didn't Hero Power, which is sort of relevant. So now we have to Varian and hope for some taunts, right? We have to trade here and trade here. Bolster doesn't do anything because I don't have any taunts in hand. We could Battle Rage perhaps into some taunts into Bolster. Battle Rage into Protect the King would be nuts. But I just need Varian to get me 2 taunts. Or, yeah, one taunt won't actually do it because I guess one Bloodhoof Brave would do it. But I think we got to kill these. I don't know. We could have Battle Raged, but I like putting my faith in Varian. If you're a World of Warcraft fan, I think you'd understand why. That won't help, but no, I'm dead no matter what. It doesn't matter. Rag can't keep me alive. Normally, you'd be pretty excited to get Rag off Varian, but I'm just dead to the board now. That won't help. If this had been a taunt in Rag, we'd have been in a good spot. I think we had a Fierce Monkey, we had a Bloodhoof Brave. I don't know what other taunts we had. I guess not that many, actually, now that I think about it. Just 2. Maybe we should have went for the Protect the King. Looks like King Defender was one of the cards in the top 3, so we wouldn't have got it, but... Just real quickly, I want to see what other taunts we had left in the deck here. Probably be using Deck Tracker or something, but... Another... Oh, we only run 1 Destroyer, so Hogger would have done it. Another Bloodhoof Brave. Another Fierce Monkey. Yeah, there aren't actually that many active taunts, I guess. So we had like 3 outs with Varian, not that many. I don't know, that felt like a winnable game. We really didn't navigate that one turn very well, I suspect, in hindsight. Maybe the Obsidian Destroyer sooner would have been better than the 2 1/1s. I was trying to play the short game, and I think I could have stood to play the long game for another turn or 2. In other words, I wanted to mitigate damage immediately with those 1/1s. I probably could have stood to take another 5 damage in the short term for the long-term value of having the 7/7 on board. Instead, we got like 2 1/1s on board and the weapon didn't really help because that accelerated our damage anyway. And then we ended up using the weapon into the Misha, which just sucked, right? Because we had to trade a minion and the weapon. So I think I, in hindsight, probably should have played the Obsidian Destroyer instead. So we've got a mage. Who knows what on earth the mage is running? Likely a tempo mage, but it could be like a grinder mage with Firelands Portal. I don't think this combo is probably going to be good regardless. Could be good against tempo mage, but they can just dismantle a board so easily that I don't really love these pieces together. We'll have to Hero Power. Bolster's not very good right now. It's a dead spell. Ravaging Ghoul is probably not going to be good either this turn, unless he plays Loot Hoarder. Can't really deal with that. Fierce Monkey's okay. It's likely going to just die to an Arcane Blast. But, I don't know. What else am I going to do, right? Arcane Blast. Arcane Blast. Here it comes. Frostbolt, whatever, too. I mean, there's other things. Oh, here's the Arcane Blast. Coin Forgotten Torch instead. Coin Forbidden Flame. Okay. Well, that's not honestly the worst. This combo's dead for another turn, unfortunately. Ravaging Ghoul doesn't really do much, so we'll just Hero Power pass. It's a pretty weak turn. I don't think this deck can afford those turns. I think we need to have minions out. Bloodhoof Brave would have been a great draw to see. Yeah, see, now we're going to have this combo, but it's just like so weak to the board because the Flame Waker's just going to dismantle everything. I can slam and see what I get. The Ravaging Ghoul won't do anything, though. I could slam the Anomaly Ravaging Ghoul to kill a minion, but then it's just... He's going to have so many ways to just ruin the Ravaging Ghoul that I don't think it helps. We can play perhaps into a 7-mana turn here with a double bolster that's kind of exciting. So let's go ahead and slam the Flame Waker here. Hope we draw an Execute or a Fiery War Axe. I'll do it. Yeah, I think I'll do it. It's worth it. If it stayed alive, it was just going to be bolster bait. We can Hogger this turn and then do the big combo the turn after. Oh, is that really his whole turn? Oh, that's good news. Well, actually, maybe not. I want him to play some minions eventually. Otherwise, my big combo is not going to be so great. We can still play these guys, though, on curve. We got the Hogger and then the big Hogger. Normal Hogger, big Hogger. He'll trade this way in a favorable fashion, but hopefully he doesn't trade here to kill this off. I want him to have some minions out, right? A third minion would be the Dream, probably. Fourth minion? Can't be. No, that's fine, though. 3 minions we can work with for this combo. These guys are going to be big. Hopefully he doesn't just, like, Flame Strike the board, though. That would be really sad. But we'll try. See what happens. 7 mana, 15/15. Not so bad. Not so bad. He's used all his little removal, so he may have to like Fireball one of these. That's the goal. Flame Strike just kills my board, right? It's 7 mana, so that's a thing that can happen, but... Gain missiles, he's gonna... Flame Waker's just too good at this stuff. He's definitely gonna dismantle this somehow. The trades might end up being awkward, but oh my god. That's 8 to 10, 12 damage to my board for this little set of spells. I don't have ways to recover from this. He's done it sort of awkwardly, but it's going to line up pretty nicely, I bet. He's wasted some damage here. Oh, wow. It actually worked out okay for us. We're still dead, but... let's see. I can Ravaging Ghoul, Blood to Ichor, Execute, I guess. That's 8 mana total, so we'll play the Acolyte as well to draw a card. Do I need the Hero Power, though? Probably, but I don't think I can afford to. Varian's not good just yet. I think this is a little worse than this, even though it has the potential to do more, but he's low on cards, and he just played a ton of spells, so I don't think he's going to activate this a bunch. Plus, these activations might hit my minions randomly, much like the Acolyte of Pain, which is super valuable, so I'd rather execute the guy that I know can hit me for 5, because like Fireball, that guy will just kill me outright. Fireball, this guy doesn't necessarily kill me outright. It's 9 damage guaranteed. So he could Frostbolt too, though, obviously, and I'm still dead. One of these to the face kills? Well, I'm just dead to double Fireball. Jeez Louise. Oh, well, Forgotten Torch. Whatever, same difference. Didn't even hit my Acolyte. Come on, man. That was tough. That was tough. Slow start. Awkward curve. Power turn that just got dismantled by a Flame Waker. What can you do? What can you do? I think that's going to wrap it up for me in the Protect the King Warrior by Trump. I will say it's got some legs, I think. It's got some cool cards. I like the combo turn, but it still just doesn't feel quite cohesive enough yet. I don't know what it is, but these just aren't reactive enough. Like, Protect the King is not like Unleash the Hounds. Imagine if we had an Unleash the Hounds turn where we buffed our Hounds and we were able to kill his board instead of sitting there and letting his Flame Waker just decimate our dudes. That's one problem with this card. It just feels a little unresponsive. You just kind of throw it out there, and if your opponent can deal with it, you're just screwed because they ruined your big combo turn and your big plays. And it requires certain conditions to be met. They have to have minions. You have to have the combo pieces. Bolster works on its own some, just because you have so many different taunts. We had a couple of good turns where Bolster seemed really good, just with taunts on board, with the Bloodhoof and the Fierce Monkey and stuff. But that requires you to be ahead, so it's a bit of a win more card. So I don't know. This combo is just not good enough. We didn't run into like a Zoo deck or a super aggro Shaman that this could have shut down. That's really the goal, I think. So maybe we didn't get the best expression or demonstration of what this deck is trying to accomplish. It's just not the right meta or not the right set of games we played. But all in all, it feels just 10 to 15% off of what it could be compared to other Warrior decks that we've seen, which have a much more consistent curve and a much more proactive and instant gratification via what they accomplish. You got charging Alex Ross's champions, right? Instead of Fierce Monkeys that just kind of sit there and die to stuff. So different style, maybe not the right meta, maybe not the perfect list just yet either. That's certainly not Trump's fault. This is day one of the Karazhan adventure, and he doesn't have all the cards to work with yet, and hasn't had time to refine this list. But it is a cool little start and a great idea, and I look forward to seeing this list continue to grow and develop, and certainly we could improve on playing it as well. I think I made a couple awkward turns that probably could have found better routes through, or some different lines of play that resulted in different outcomes, particularly in that Hunter game. So improvements to be made all around, both personally and with the deck as well, but still pretty exciting to see Protect the King in action, a nifty little card. And honestly, I didn't hate Arcanosmith quite as much as I thought I would. I did rank this as one of the worst Karazhan reveals, but it wasn't that bad. The 05 kind of got in the way a couple times, and it got bolstered once or twice to turn into a pretty cool little 2/7 minion. That's not bad at all, just as a token here for the Arcanosmith. So maybe better than I thought. We'll have to give Arcano Smith the benefit of the doubt and see how it performs in future decks. All that said, thanks for stopping by for this deck spotlight. Again, this is the Protect the King Warrior by Trump, the Hearthstone player, not the pseudo-politician. That's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, game on.